I ain't gonna lie. I've been holding a lot of shit in lately. Man, I just had like a 3.5 hour cry.
What do I owe the pleasure? What do I owe the pleasure? Last time we been together. We wash your car for you. We wash your car. We wash your car with no shame in our hustle. When you goddamn getting into that wash, and you know that tip gonna be good like this coach.
Man, let's keep it 100. The game has been whispering for months, but last night, the whisper became a scream. Rick Ross is scrambling, 50 Cent is executing, and a set of audio tapes leaked, brutal, and strategically timed has just detonated at the center of the hip-hop universe. This isn't a diss track. This is a demolition. And the fallout is threatening to bury careers, expose secrets, and rewrite legacies overnight.
New York, just like Mount Vernon, New York City, Mount Vernon, and Miami, all that is the same, bro. Nobody wants to be near him. Nobody wants to touch what he touched, be where he at. You understand? It's crazy, bro, how his fall from grace, which was never from grace, it's just like the devil just kicked him out of hell. Because he was never in nothing graceful and did anything graceful. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome back to Behind the Fame. Strap in. It started with a cry, a 3.5 hour cry to be exact. A moment of raw, unfiltered emotion that now feels like a precursor to the storm. Then came the question, echoing in the dark. What do I owe her? A cryptic, haunting line that's since been swallowed by the roaring avalanche of what came next. 50 Cent changed the game. While the world was watching rap feuds play out on Instagram, clapbacks, subliminals, flexes of wealth, Curtis Jackson was playing a different game entirely. He wasn't collecting watches, he was collecting receipts. And the moment Rick Ross, flush with success, felt
allegedly auctioned off online and through the networks. And it's put me in a little bit of a bind because I like to be fully transparent with the audience. I want to say things, but I also realize from what I'm told, because again, I haven't seen them directly yet. I haven't, and I don't know if I want to. Race, I want your advice on that too. But the problem I have is just like, typically I want to report these things, but I got to be careful legally, ethically, morally as to what we report on here. Because as Ariel, the lawyer here, did admit, and I can attest based on the information I got from a separate reliable source, people in these videos don't know they're being videotaped. That's a big issue, Race, right? Let's start out right there. If there are people on these tapes that don't know that they were being filmed, is that okay to talk about and to share?
I have a big problem with that, as do you, Andy, and you tend to be an ethical guy and you're taking the high ground here. Notwithstanding the fact that you may have some significant information and reliable information, but the reality is that, look, I mean, if people were recorded non-consensually and you are the one to identify them, I think that's a problem, right? And I think anytime anyone has content, right, this is not an
most untouchable. 50 released the tape. The internet exploded. Executives hit the panic button. PR teams went into full crisis mode. This was the nightmare scenario. Because this wasn't just about rap. This was about proximity. This was about Diddy. A source close to the situation laid it out, and the details are chilling. Those people who were at Diddy's party, they did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. Let that sink in. 250. The feds have them now. And if you were in that room, you are now praying in a cold sweat that your face, your voice, your actions aren't on one of those drives. As the source put it, you better pray to God that they don't recognize you. This is the powder keg 50 Cent just lit a match to Ross by association, by his own revealed conversations on these leaked tapes, is now standing right next to it. All right, fam, we're diving deep into uncharted territory here. If you're trying to understand how the industry really works, the secrets, the setups, the silent wars, you need to be subscribed. hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because what we're uncovering doesn't make it to the mainstream headlines. We go behind the fame. The tapes 50 Cent leaked are just the opening move. Industry insiders are calling them a front row ticket to a reputation implosion. They don't just catch Ross in compromising conversations. They allegedly resurrect.
Email, this is not a text message, this is video. And there's specific statutes without using specific language I don't want to get into, but everybody knows what we're talking about here.
It's Diddy with this person. I'll say that. It's Diddy with this person. Actually, yes.
Yeah, and see, the problem is, again, like non-consensually recorded, you've got a victim here who may not want to be publicly identified. That's the problem. That's the problem. And they have a right to proceed if they want to, whether it's criminally or civilly, without being identified, because we know what's going to happen. As soon as they identify themselves, there's going to be a bunch of people that come out of the woodwork who are going to unequivocally harass them and claim that didn't happen, and they're making stuff up. And there's the victims that we want to protect here, and that's significant.
Well, it's interesting because here's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I know a lot of you are like, Andy, just say it. No, I'm not going to say them, but I wanted to have this conversation as to why we're not saying it and why I think others haven't yet said it, raised, because again, legally, ethically, morally, it's just not right. Now, there's an argument I've had with people who are like, well, they knew what they were doing with Diddy. Like these were consensual acts, like they knew, and he filmed other times, so I don't know what the big deal is. It's gonna come out is what I keep hearing from other reliable sources. It may come out, but it's not gonna come out via me. That's just to warn you all, because I don't think it's wise for us to put out something like you just confirmed it without the consent of the other person in the video, because again, from what I'm gathering based on some of these tapes,
old ghosts questioning the very foundation of his origin story. But here's the real question keeping every CEO up at night. If this is what 50 led with what's still in the vault, reports say he's been sitting on this evidence for years, waiting, watching, letting his target get comfortable at the top of the mountain. This was a precision strike. And according to our sources, the panic in certain camps is absolute. Phones are blowing up with calls that go straight to voicemail. Lawyers are having emergency meetings at 3 a.m. There is a frantic, desperate energy because nobody knows where the next leak is coming from. But the story gets even darker, and it circles back to the epicenter, Diddy's world. A separate, terrifying pipeline of content has emerged. We're talking about videos. Private, intimate, consensual moments that were allegedly recorded without the knowledge of everyone involved. We spoke to journalist Andy, who was directly offered information on this.
If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil. Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. And people think that that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was gonna find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil, they knew about that at first. You gotta realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport, that was supposed to be their carrier, told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put it past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil, they took that. They gotta test every last one of them. Let's see how much.
He was given names A-list celebrities allegedly on these tapes that are being shopped around, essentially auctioned off to the highest bidder. But he refused to say them. Here's why. In his own words, if people were recorded non-consensually and you are the one to identify them, I think that's a problem. You've got a victim here who may not want to be publicly identified. His legal expert, Race, agreed. It's dicey. I don't know that it's the ethical or moral thing to do. Think about the horror of that position. You're a victim. You didn't know you were being filmed. And now your most private moment is a commodity being bid on by media networks. Your career, your family, your sanity, all hanging in the balance. As Andy said, it feels like blackmail material used to hold power over people. This isn't just scandal, it's psychological warfare. I want to hear from you right now. What do you think is the ethical line here? Should media outlets run these names if they get them? Or is protecting potential victims more important, even if they're celebrities? Sound off in the comments.
I gave him my card. My business card was savoir-faire, security management, and everywhere. You know what I mean? So 50 did a song about that. You know what I'm saying? And he put that in the song. And some years, about a year or so ago, not even a year or so ago, he said that when he dropped my name, he said, yo, I got the savoir-faire, I got that from Big Gene. He been trying to tell y'all about this puff shit years ago. But 50 was the type of dude that if you knew he was with you, he was with you. Even back then, he had your back whether you was security or whatever you did. If he was with you, he was with you. And that's what you gotta love about him. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta question his loyalty, you know what I'm saying, on some fight shit or if you in a situation. Cause he going out.
Well, I guess you were hanging around him or knew him, right before he got shot.
This is a messy moral minefield, and I want your take. Back to the main event. While this shadow war over tapes plays out, 50 offensive against Ross is public, brutal, and calculated. Ross's response has been frantic. A furious Instagram tirade that had his own PR team cringing. He's lashing out, posting old voicemails, trying to change the narrative, but every move seems to dig the hole deeper. Business partners are getting nervous. The support system is starting to crack. Look at the subtle shifts in the industry. Meek Mill liking 50's posts, French Montana sending cryptic shots, Drake talking about loyalty. The silences are deafening. Where's DJ Khaled? Where are the full-throated defenses from major players? They're backing away slowly, the empire is showing fractures, and through it all, a voice from 50's past adds chilling context. An old associate, Big Gene, spoke on their history. He talked about trying to give 50 a bulletproof vest before he was shot. He talked about 50's loyalty, and then he explained 50's burning issue with Diddy. 50 was writing a lot of that, made a lot of money for Diddy. Diddy was robbing him. That's not good business. That's taking a person's talent and not giving him what it's worth. This is the core of it. This feud isn't just personal. For 50, it's cultural. It's about exposing a system of exploitation he believes has poisoned the industry for decades. Rick Ross, in this moment, is the conduit, the vessel for a much larger reckoning. So where does this leave us? The whole game is trembling. 50 Cent has the receipts and the ruthless patience to use them. Rick Ross is in a fight for his legacy against an enemy who planned this round for over a decade. And looming over it all is the specter of hundreds of tapes from Diddy's compound, from secret recordings that could sink more than just one or two careers. This is a full-scale conflict. The first shots were fired years ago. The response was arrogance, and the retaliation is annihilation. 50 isn't just trying to win a rap beef. He's trying to prove a point, that the foundations of the industry are rotten and he's got the evidence to burn it all down. Rick Ross thought he was playing chess, but 50 Cent has been building a guillotine. This has been behind the fame. We've pulled back the curtain on the audio leaks, the secret tapes, and the strategic war that's redefining hip-hop feuds. Now, I'm turning it over to you. The comment section is live. Let me know what topic you want us to break down next. The deeper history of 50 and Diddy, the untold story of the other names on those alleged tapes, the business empires at risk? You tell us. Your input drives what we investigate next. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. We don't just report the news, we connect the dots from the shadows, because the real story is always behind the fame.